Жалпы мына бүгінгі мына мен істеп отырған жұмысым, мен осы Қазақстанның тәуелсіздігінің 25 жылдығына арнап жасап жатырмын. Бұл жерде мен негізгі көрсетейін деп отырғаным осы біздің тарихи.
Currently, I am working for 25 years for the independence of Kazakhstan. Here, I would like to show the history of the Kazakh people. I started my works and I showed here the time of the Sak tribes. The Sak period, if we take it and see the Golden Man, the socks of Tigrahauda and the socks of Haumvarga's headdresses are drawn birds. They have their own philosophical meaning. The work which I started from the Sak period, I used in a modern shape of plastic, and I used this empty space. Each sculptor's main purpose is to convey clearly their own thoughts and to find the plasticity of shape. In order to do it at a great level, it is not the technique and the method of the master. The historical compositions require a lot of researching work by the artist.
Осы мына негізгі материал пластилиннен істеп жатырмын. Бұл пластилин жұмсақ материал болғандықтан бұл жерде өзгертуге пластиканы ізденісте оңай болады да. Сондықтан осы пластилиннен бірінші өз ойымды осы пластикалық тілде жеткізіп алсам, кейін бұны уже басқа материалдарға ауыстырамын.
The main material of the work which I am making is plasticine. As plasticine is soft and stretchy, it gives an opportunity for different searching while in the process. First of all, I convey my thoughts through this plasticine, and later I make a composition from other material. The main idea here is to show our ancestors, our mothers, the image of the famous Tamaris. Another thought is to use space and shape, and to show their movements. I would like to show the image of mothers, brave girls who were in the Sak period, and connect them with the headwear of that period.
Осы бүгінгі біздің тарихи жалғастығын табу үшін мына ескі бұрынғы Сақ дәуірінен келатқан осы бас киімді сол Сақ дәуіріне ұқсатып, мына жақтарын қазіргі заманауи жаңағы формаға ұқсатып соны байланыстырғым келді.
If you noticed, the sculpture is divided into several shapes. It was divided through an incision shape and shows every period of the time. The plane describes the image of the Sak period, and the second level is Agunas time, the Turkic Empire, and at the top of the composition is shown the Kazakh Khanat's elements, which will take a place. The top part of the composition will be shown in the elements of independent Kazakhstan. It will describe the history of the nation as a conclusion of the composition. Here is depicted a bird on the headdress. This is a symbol which our ancestors dreamed of, that the skylark laid an egg on top of a sheep. This is the independent period in which we live now. I was born in 1966 in Panfilov, and I'm currently working in Jarkent Township. My family moved to Almaty all those years ago. I studied at school number 115. There I started drawing pictures, and I had an interest in art. During my school years, I sent my works to the newspaper and to the magazines such as Pioneer of Kazakhstan, where I received certificates and my interest began to grow.
мүсінді жасаған кезде әр жасау басында материалды сезіне білу керек.
When you make a sculpture, you should feel the materials. For example, this sculpture which I am making will be transferred to bronze. That's why you have to know the advantage of bronze while making the sculpture from plasticine. If I make this composition from stone, it can be changed. As the stone has other opportunities, some features of the sculpture will not stand on stone. I know the quality of the stone and I try to make it, as it can be created with a sculpture. Wood has its own peculiarities. We also shape compositions which will be suitable for the sculpture from wood.
Ағашқа бейімдеп, композициялық жағынан да оны ойластырып, соған бейімдейді.
The interest in this art, which came from school, brought the young Malik to the art specialized school named after Nikolai Gogol. In 1985 to 1992, he studied at the Kazakh National Academy of Art named after Turgenev. Since 1992, he's been working as a teacher in the College of Decorative and Applied Arts, named after Kazakh, and he is also the head of the Department of Art, Sculptor, and Decorative Theater.
Өнер арғай жалғастыру керек, іздену керек тағы да. Сонда ғана жағы жақсы.
Art should never stop. It should continue on and be researched. Only after that, talented work can be created. If you stop, you will not get the results of your work. Malik impressed me as he has never stopped his work of researching. We have to pay special attention to this character, which belongs to him. There is a shape in this art. Through this shape, you're able to open up something new. Every artist should have his own style and signature. Typically, they can come only with hard work. If you have a look at the works of Malik, you can feel that they have been developed in that way.
Ол тек жұмыс істеу арқасында ғана келетін нәрсе. Ал енді Маликтің мына жұмыстарына қазір қарап отырсақ, сондай нәрсенің дамып келе жатқаны сезіледі.
The first professional sculpture of the Kazakh artist is the sculptor Hakimjan Nauruzbayev. In 1960, the sculptors of our country have been known with their own signature, such as Dazmagambetov, Sergebayev, Rapoport, and Murgenov. They put all of their efforts towards the Kazakh sculpture art. Currently, we can encounter while abroad Kazakh historical monuments with centuries of history. You can see them in Europe, Asia, and even Africa. Subsequently, the monuments abroad show a respect of foreigners of the Kazakh people, as they have an interest in our history. As we know, Hakimjanov started this art, and we can notice from Malik Oskenbayev's work our nation's life and culture.
Қолада жасаған кезде оның жұмыс этаптары өте көп. Бірінші мысалға бұны пластилиннен жасап болғаннан кейін бұны гипстен жаңағы.
There are several steps to the transfer of bronze sculpture, which is made by plasticine. After making the plasticine, it will take a shape from gypsum. They have their own rules to taking this shape. The shape will be poured from wax, and the wax monuments should be reprocessed again. Later, we mix the sand and the gypsum shapes monument, and then we pour in boiled bronze.
Кейін барып оны қайтадан жаңағы құммен араластырып, гипс араластырып жаңағы формасын алып, одан кейін барып жаңағы балқыған жаңағы қоланы құйылады.
The bronze should not be poured all at once, as each part of the monument has to be poured, and then every part of the sculpture will be soldered. It usually takes a long time to make a sculpture which comes to mind. In one word, we can say that the work of a sculptor is not easy, and it requires a lot of hard work.
Бұл жұмысын мінекей бірнеше варианттан жасайтын ойым бар. Мысалға қазіргі менде
I have an idea to make several versions of this work. Currently, my personal exhibition is on exhibit. There you can see my works which have been made from ceramics and burned clay. The compositions which were made by ceramics have their own uniqueness. You are not able to use thin elements when you make sculptures from ceramics. It's also impossible from a technical side. I usually look for other shapes in my works, and I titled this composition The Great Step Lady, and I use ceramics in my composition.
Оның атауын жаңағы ұлы дала аруы деп атадым.
There are many advantages towards using bronze sculpture instead of burnt clay, as you can show very small detailed elements. The sculptor Malik usually tries to show every period in the image through the ornaments that he expresses, and he uses them to express his thoughts and make these plastic decisions. And the purpose of it is to show the sculpture's movement as a spiral.
Форма деген нәрсе плоскостар арқылы пайда болатын нәрсе. Жазықтықтар, тегістіктер арқылы пайда болатын нәрсе. Вот мына Маликтің көп жұмыстарында
The shape happens through a plane. A lot of Malik's works you can notice as he feels the planes very well, and he shows you through the planes his thoughts. That is why through these compositions which have been made from stone and wood, you can always feel the planes. Owing to the planes, he shows these shapes. This shape is the meaning of his art.
Сол жазықтықтар арқылы сосын форманы көрсету бар. Форма сол мазмұны болып қалады өнердің. Жақсы көрсету сол арқылы сол мазмұнын көрсетеді.
Sometimes we divide craftsmen and sculptors, artists and designers. And it's art, and a lot of artist people are mastering art widely. And Malik uses that as well. It shows that Malik is able to see and feel nature. If you will not be able to see or feel things which are in front of you, your work will be crude. In order to feel nature and see it, this is one of the greatest qualities of an artist.
Ол таңбаға келу деген сөз, любой натурада тұрған нәрсені бірдеңеге ұқсату.
Subsequently, to find a likeness from anything, through the feelings, and then to draw something. For example, Malik saw this stone, a composition called A Sitting Girl, from a simple stone. It was not seen by other people, but Malik saw it, and he drew the sitting girl. It is a sign of sincerity.
Оны Мәлік көріп отыр. Көрді де содан отырған қызы жасады. Әңгіме сонда. Бұл шынайылықтың белгісі деп отқаным сол.
Сурет өнерінде әліппесі ол мына классикалық реалистік нені жақсы меңгеру.
And the main task of art is classic academic reality. And it means first of all that you have to learn human anatomy and the constructive positions. Only after that, the door to creation will be open. Creation is first to find a shape. And if the shape will be classic or academic, then it is not right. It can be changed and also can become an abstract shape as well. That is why the title of my exhibition is The Plastic Research. Subsequently, Malik Oskenbayev showed several sculptures and graphic compositions when he organized his first private exhibition. Sculpture and graphic arts are closely related to each other. Painting art is a different form of sculpture. Constantly, graphic arts and sculptures are connected to one another. Malik, who pays great attention to the shape of things, is going to do more research works for decorative and abstract plastic shapes.